Ali to Lofa Lava and warm Pacific greetings, and welcome to Explorer Classroom. I am so excited that you are joining us here today. My name is Alexia. I'm Samoan. I live in New Zealand. I'm a National Geographic explorer. I actually just turned 25. It was my birthday just the other day. And I am so excited to be your host for today. We are in for a real treat. So please get excited, get comfortable, and get ready to be inspired. We are so excited to have you joining us as we kick off our first ever Explorer Classroom Ocean Expedition series. Over the next coming weeks, you'll be joining a real-time scientific expedition documenting the ocean habitats and wildlife in Palau. Your crew will be the National Geographic Pristine Seas team. They are on a mission to protect vital places in the ocean around the globe, and they're going to bring all of us along on that voyage. Throughout the journey, the Pristine Seas team will inspire us with stories right there, straight from the field, and give us a glimpse into the watery world underneath the waves. You'll be able to ask the team questions live and explore your own environment through your own personalized missions after each event. Now, as Pacific Islanders, we are the OG navigators, so I'm so excited that we get to join this journey together as we embark on an exciting 6 weeks. So if you're as excited as I am, please raise your hands, get some height in the room, because I can see lots of amazing classes raising their hands right now. Thank you so much. We love the love. We can feel the love all the way here. So please keep up the energy, keep up the chat in the comments or in your respective classrooms, because I am so excited for the next few weeks with you all. Now, before we jump straight to the live team who are currently on a research ship, I'd like to welcome just some of the classes that are joining us today. We are thrilled to have so many amazing schools with us from around Palau and also from around the world. So in just a moment, I'm going to read out some names of some of the schools joining us. Now, if your school is lucky enough to get a shout out, I want you to cheer, I want you to scream, I want you to yell out so loud that we can hear it all from all around the world. So get ready, because you may be one of the lucky classrooms getting a shout out. So the first is Palau High School. Can we please get some love for Palau High School? We also have Hapa'ope School. We have Koroa Elementary School. We've got Mitzinti High School. We have Maleko Elementary School. We have Palau SDA Elementary. We have George B. Harris Elementary. Now, that is just some of the amazing schools joining us today, but we also have schools from around the globe. That's what's so special about the Nat Geo family, is that we are going on this adventure together, and we have lots of amazing young people from around the world joining us. So we have Valencia Homeschool from the Philippines. And I can see you guys cheering now. So great to have you here, as well as Day Family High School from Maine in the United States of America. So pretty cool that we literally have a whole family from around the world on this journey together. Now, we are so grateful for all of the teachers and the families, as well as the Ministry of Education in Palau, for supporting and creating this opportunity. Now, today we have some very special guests. We will be joined by some real life scientists, and they are live on the field. They are literally in a ship right now waiting for us. And I know it's a real ship, because when we were doing our sound check before, they had to check that the chairs weren't rocking, because it was a few waves. So hopefully no one falls off their chairs today. And we have a very incredible scientist. We first of all have the lead scientist on the expedition, the iconic Whitney Goodall, as well as expedition leader, the incredible Ryan Jenkinson. Now, both of these are legendary marine scientists all the way from the United States, who are making a real difference to understand our ocean environment and protect our marine species. which is a pretty awesome mission, I think so. Now, they are currently just off the coast of the island of Merer in the southwest islands of Palau. You can see a little map right here that's popped up on your screen aboard their research ship, the MV Argo. So team, in just a moment, you are going to meet these legendary scientists. So please spam the comments, start cheering, and drop some love. Wave, because I can see some amazing classrooms right now. So give some love and get excited for the ultimate dream team, our scientists of the sea. Let's go straight to Whitney and Ryan. Welcome, Whitney and Ryan, to Explorer Classroom.
Hello, hello, hello. We're so excited to be here, and we're so excited to have all of you joining us here on the ship with us.
And like you said, we're rolling a little bit. So if we're bracing, it's because we've got a wave coming by.
The ship is moving. Yeah, but I just want to introduce myself. I'm Whitney Goodell, and I just want to tell you a little bit really quick about what Pristine Seas is and what we're doing out here. So Pristine Seas is a team of scientists, filmmakers, and educators, and we're all working together to document and share the treasures of the ocean. And the whole idea is that we're working to inspire action to protect the world's oceans for future generations. I am a marine ecologist on the science team, and on expedition, I explore the depths of the deep sea with specialized camera technology, which I'm actually going to be talking about in a little bit more detail in a later episode. But for right now, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what our team does and what we're here to do. So I work with the science team and with local partners to make sure that the research that we're doing on expedition is actually relevant and helpful to local communities, to local governments, all for the purpose of helping to protect our oceans. So on this expedition, we are doing tons of cool stuff. There's a lot going on all the time. So this includes things like diving on Palau's amazing reefs. And when we're diving, we're surveying all the animals, we're surveying the habitat to get an idea of what's living there. And we're also using remote camera systems to capture footage of animals out in the open ocean, down in the very bottom of the deep sea. We're also learning a lot from our local partners who are sharing their knowledge about each of the islands that we're visiting. And they're sharing a lot about the cultural history of each place and what the ocean means to each of these communities.
Yeah, so I'm Ryan, I'm the expedition leader, and all of the stuff that Whitney just talked about, we don't just show up out here on a map like you saw and just start doing things. It requires a lot of organization. So my role as the expedition leader is to make sure when we get to a location, like we're at Merer Island right now, to coordinate with Whitney, who will tell me all of the science that we want to do on a certain day, which boats need to go out to do that stuff. I work with the storytelling team, the media team, to see what shots they need. I work with the captain of the ship, who's not here right now, and that's a little scary. We're floating around at this point, to make sure the weather's okay and where the ship can go and when we're going to eat our meals. So try to coordinate the whole thing. The good news is we're on an amazing ship. It's the Argo. That was the first picture you saw when we came on there. It's really purpose built for what we do because, like Whitney said, there's so many different things that we're trying to accomplish when we're out here. So this ship has the ability to do all kinds of things, from sending cameras down 6,000 meters to the bottom to counting birds and stuff on shore on the island. So I think we're going to start out here by giving you an idea of what's on the ship. I'll do a quick tour for you. Sure that. Hi again, everyone. I'm Ryan, the expedition leader here, and just wanted to take a chance to show you around the Argo, our Pristine Seas vessel that allows us to do all of this amazing work in really remote areas. We're starting up on the top deck at the bow. So this is an area that people kind of hang out at night if there's a good sunset and it's not rainy and windy like it is right now. And I'll kind of walk you through some of the areas of the boat. Come with me. So right here on the top deck is where we do a lot of the science work when it's not super windy and things. The one that I really want to show you are the deep water cams right here. These are getting set up for another deployment. They're Whitney's. She knows all about them. I'll let her tell the details. I want you to come over here really quick. Something unique about the setup that we have. This is, oh my God. This is a hyperbaric chamber, especially for all of the dive operations that we do here. We're in really remote areas, so in case there's an accident, we have the ability to treat ourselves out here before we can get to, or until we can get to more serious help. Hopefully we never have to use this, but it is a cool thing to have on board. Makes everything feel safer. So that's the upper deck. Let's get out of the wind and check out some of the interior of the ship. Follow me. All right, this is the bridge. This is the control center of the Argo. You can see this is where the captain sits. This is where all of our electronics are, where the crew makes decisions about where the boat will go, if we're safe, if we can anchor, all of those cool things. So this is the command center. Every morning I'll come up here, see what the weather's like, figure out what we're gonna do for the day. But we gotta leave them to it because it's kind of windy right now and they need to captain things. So let's go this way down the hall. All right, so this is an important hub on the ship. It doesn't seem like a very big room, but a lot happens here. So in this corner, we call it the science corner, we have a couple of microscopes, and at the end of the day, most of the scientists are up here recording their data from their dives or from their cameras, watching the footage, editing it, and getting it all together. And if you go to this side of the room, over here, we have someone working right now. This is the media area. This is where they do all of the film editing. I can't even tell you what all of this stuff is. It's a lot of cameras and data storage and monitors, and this is where they put together the films that we're making for this expedition. I think the next place we're gonna go is outside and down to the bottom deck, show you guys a little of the main work area on the ship. All right, so this is the galley salon area where we do a lot of the meetings, we eat all the food. Everyone's in between work right now, so we just finished lunch, but I want to show you out here on the outer deck. This is the area that we call the dive deck of the ship. This is where most of the activity happens on a day-to-day basis. So we have a corner where we're doing some of the science work, some eDNA stuff. You can see all of the dive gear is over here. We have a group that's going to the island right now. They're going to spend the night doing some filming with birds. If you come over here, you can see some of the underwater camera stuff going. This is our dive boat, getting the tanks filled, ready for the next dive. And if you come back here, you can see some of the remote camera systems that we have on the back deck. So that's about it. That's a tour of the Argo, our research vessel. You get an idea of where everything is and all of the things we are able to do out on expedition. Sorry the weather's not very good, but hope you enjoyed the tour.
That was so amazing. Thank you so much, Ryan, for giving us that tour. And now, if anyone asks what you did today, you can say I went for a real life tour on a boat. So that is pretty epic. And does anyone else feel pretty inspired? Like maybe the ship life is for them, because I feel like that is a pretty epic life, and I would very much like to live on a ship. So if that sounds like you, let us know in the comments, or give us a little wave or a little nod wherever you're tuning in from. Now we have a question for you, so please get excited for this question. And I would love to hear what you think. So this is your first question of the day, and that is, how many people do you think are part of the crew on the ship? And what are some of the roles you think they might play? So that question again was, how many people do you think are part of the crew on the ship you just saw? And what are some of the roles that they may do? So feel free to put up your hand if you're in class and share that answer with the teacher. And teachers, type some of the answers you hear in the chat, and we can give some of them a shout out. Once again, the question was, how many people do you think are part of the crew on the ship, and what are some of the roles that they play? We're getting some answers coming through now. So we've got 15. Someone thinks 15 people. 15 scientists are on the ship. 40. That's from 25. KES says 6 people. Natalie says 20. KS Marine Explorer says 18. 15. Oh, we've got so many good answers coming through. 75. Also, share with me what sort of roles they have. We've got some divers. Some people say scientists. We've got our amazing YouTube comments popping off right now. Big lots of love to our amazing YouTube viewers right now. So we've got Victoria's Homeschool, say 26. That's a really good guess. I say probably 16 or 20. That's what Jonas thinks. 40, 45. Now, I'd love to hear what some of those roles, what do you think some of the different jobs it could be on a ship? Give me a guess, because there's so many different roles, isn't there? Marine biologist, that was what Victoria's Homeschool said. Studying the ocean, from Sarah. Good job. Researchers, well done, 5M+. Videographers. Now that is a really, really smart one, because you are right, there are videographers, divers, scientists, marine biologists. Okay, now you have all given, someone said a captain. Now that is very smart, because there is a lot of amazing captains out there. Okay, so we have got all of these fantastic answers. So lock in your final answer in your head, or raise your hand and put it in, because we're going to now jump to the incredible team right on the sea who are going to reveal what that answer is. So over to Whitney and Ryan.
Yeah, you guys had some really great answers there. A lot. You guys are right on the mark there. So in order to maximize the work that we do out here, we actually have a full ship, which is 35 people. So we've got 35 people floating around out here in the ocean. And this includes not only our team of scientists, but we also have local collaborators. We've got a team of 5 media people. We've got the ship's captain. We've got mechanics and engineers. We've got the boat drivers for the dive boats. And of course, one of the most important roles on the ship, we have the cooks.
I love that. It sounds like there's so many different ways that you can contribute to an expedition like this. So no matter what your passion is, you can definitely go out there, be an explorer, live and work on a ship, and make a really big difference. And I definitely agree. I think cooks are very important, because we all love food and we've got to be energized so that we can make the most of all of our explorations. Now, living and working on a ship like this is such a cool experience. So we actually asked Whitney to capture a little bit of what a normal day in her life looks like. So right now we're going to cut to Whitney to share her and a local scientist, Wayne, about what it's like to explore the waters off the southwest island of Sonsorol and deploy special deep sea camera technology. So let's take a look at what a day in her life is like.
Right now we are on expedition in Palau, and I've just started my day. It's early morning, and so I start my day in my cabin. So if you want to have a quick look, every cabin has multiple people in it. We've got a bathroom, a couple beds, places to work, places to stash all of our clothes and our equipment. It's a small space, but we make it work. And once I wake up, then I come out of my cabin. And the most important thing is to feed ourselves. So I'm going to go up and get some breakfast. So every day we start with excellent food, all sorts of options. Morning. Morning, morning. This is Wayne Andrew with One Reef, one of our local partners, and we're here at Sonsorol right now. And Wayne, I just wanted to ask you, what's the diving been like here?
Oh, the island, the island has a very unique location. It's a little bit north of the equator, but just at the location where the current is always pushing around it. So the coral here, the coral reef is so amazing. It's every square inch of the reef is live coral.
Really?
Amazing, amazing. The other day we saw a few big bumphead parrotfish
Really?
and some hawksbill turtle.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really
beautiful.
amazing.
Beautiful.
But it's just teeming with fish. You know, pelagic fish will come right up to you like a dog-tooth tuna. It's like, what? We have family on the island. The other day we met with the chief, you know, to kind of ask permission, and we were given the blessing to do all the dives here. But a lot of the community members here are also family, so we're really excited to be diving Sonsorol.
Thanks, Wayne. Well, now I've got to go get ready to go
Yes.
pick up the drop cams.
And we're getting ready to do our first dive this morning.
Awesome.
Sunshine, beautiful day.
Yeah, have great dives today.
Same to you.
So now I'm getting ready to go out and recover the equipment that I deployed last night. I'm going to be out in the sun for a long time, so I've got all of my sun gear ready and the stuff that I need to go find the equipment. So I got my data sheet, GPS to let me know where I left them yesterday, and then also an antenna that will help me find them with radio receivers. So we're all ready to go look for our cameras now. Let's go. So I've just gotten back to the main ship. I went out on a small boat to recover all the deep sea cameras today. Just got back. I just want to give you a quick idea of what my daily routine is like with these cameras. So I just got back from the ocean. I washed them all down with fresh water, set them up on the table, and then from there, I hook them up to recharge and to download all the data. And that's what that morning routine looks like with the cameras.
Wow, what an incredible look into life on ship. I just feel like that is living the dream. And there's so many amazing parts of that video, but I think what I love the most was hearing about getting to dive with turtles, because I love turtles. And if some of you have ever seen a turtle or ever swam with a turtle, do let us know in the chat, because I feel like that would be pretty awesome. Now, students, Whitney shared with us and what a typical day in her life looks like, and shared some of the research that she does every day. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do a quick quiz together. So in just a moment, a question is going to pop up on the screen, and it is a multiple choice question. So here is the question. So listen up. First of all, what do you think are some of the most important goals this team has for this expedition to Palau? Here are the options. Is it A, learn about life within Palau's ocean? Is it B, assess the health of the ocean? Is it C, work with local partners? Or is it D, share learnings with Palau's government and Palau communities? Again, what do you think are the goals, most important goals of the expedition? Now, feel free, students, to raise your hand and share your answers with your teachers, and also to share the answers in the chat. So I'd love to see some of those answers coming in now. Oh, they are already coming in. You guys do not waste time. We have got some A's, we've got some D's, we've got some B's, lots of A's. A C from KES School, nice. A, D, we have Miss Britanco's chemistry class, they think it's A. Miss Sprinter says all of them. That is a very good guess. Victoria's Homeschool say B. A, B, C, D. KES just says all of the above. That is a good way to cover all options, isn't it? If you just select all the multiple choice answers. Now, jumping to our YouTube comments. Oh my gosh, I love all the love and energy we are getting from YouTube. We have Victoria's Homeschool, they're saying B. We have Olivia and Zoe saying B. We have Jonas saying B. Lots of B's. B's is really popping off on YouTube. Aru thinks it's all of the above. And Sarah thinks it's B. Cassie thinks it is B. Okay, so we have got Miss Leslie's class saying A, B, C, and D. Okay, I think we have really covered a lot of ground now. So these are all great answers. So please give yourself a pat on the back for giving an answer. I am so proud of you. We're going to now jump to Whitney and Ryan, who are going to reveal to us their answer. So what is the answer, Whitney and Ryan?
It sounds like a lot of you were on it. The answer is all of the above.
Yep, we're out here and we're conducting all of this research, and it's got multiple objectives. So really what we're trying to do is get a much deeper understanding of the biodiversity of Palau's marine ecosystem. We're also looking at what the health of these ecosystems look like. And in order to get a really good idea of the context of these ecosystems, we're working very closely with our local partners, because that really gives us an idea of what these ecosystems look like in the past and how they are used and why they are important for each of these communities. And then ultimately, all of this work that we are doing is for Palau. It's for the communities, it's for the government. So all of this is to be shared back to Palau. So all of you who guessed all of the above, you're spot on.
Thank you, Whitney and Ryan. Now that was a bit tricky, but I am so proud of all of you, because whether you answered A, B, C, or D, you are all right. So please give yourself a pat on the back, pat both shoulders. I can see Miss Leslie's class doing lots of pats. Pat the back of the person sitting next to you, because we want to share the love today. Now, I am so proud of all of you. Thank you for bringing the energy today. Please keep up the energy, because we are now going to kick off the Q&A portion of the show. So if you're watching online, start sending through your questions in the chat bar now. And you may be one of the lucky people selected to get a shout out and get your question asked. Now, please only send your question through once. And teachers, please let us know who's asking the question so we can make sure that student gets a special shout out. Now if you are an on-screen guest today, please get ready with a nice loud voice, and I'll tell you when it's your time to go. So our first question today is coming from one of our wonderful on-screen guests. So please get excited. Please bring the love. Please bring the energy for our first question of the day. So lots of folks on YouTube are wondering, where is the captain?
That's an excellent question. We actually do have some work going on in the back here. I don't know if you guys can hear, there's a radio, some radio chatter going on. There actually is somebody driving the boat here, and they're communicating right now with everybody. We've got a bunch of different small boats off with the divers and different parts of the research team. So they are actually driving the boat, and they are communicating with the rest of the team.
I love that. That is such a good question, because it is always important to know at least where the captain is. Now, Victoria's Homeschool is wondering, what is the most interesting ocean wildlife that you've encountered and why?
The most interesting, that is a tough,
I actually think that's a good Whitney question, because usually the most interesting stuff is really deep, where no one has ever seen what's down there, and Whitney's cameras are the things that see them. So that's pretty cool.
We do see some amazing things on the deep sea cameras. So just the other day, we dropped some cameras down to about 2,000 meters deep, which is about 6,000 feet. And we saw some really cool chimera. They're also called ghost sharks. And these are animals that are super, super old. They're like prehistoric animals. They're basically dinosaurs swimming around on the bottom of the ocean. And they look completely different from anything that we ever see at the surface. So those are some pretty, I think, some pretty amazing things that we've seen on this trip so far.
That is so epic. Ghost sharks, real life dinosaurs. Sounds kind of scary, but I know that all wildlife is amazing, and that is so incredible and just shows what is possible. Now we have got an amazing YouTube questions coming through, so lots of love to all of our wonderful YouTube watchers. We love you, we appreciate you. And one of the questions is from Elijah. Thank you, Elijah. And he wants to know, how deep do you usually dive when exploring? How deep do the cameras usually go?
That is an excellent question. So our dive team, they're typically on the reef, diving on the reefs, and they dive down to about 20 meters, 60 feet. Sometimes they'll go a little bit deeper, but really there's so much life in that top part of the ocean that they actually spend a lot of their time in that shallow part. But we also have cameras, like I mentioned before, that we put out in the ocean and down at the bottom of the sea. And these cameras, we use them because divers can't actually dive all the way to the bottom of the sea. So we use cameras that we put out there, and those cameras can actually go down miles deep. They can go down to the very, very bottom of the ocean where there is no light down there.
That is fantastic. What a great question. Now we've got some more wonderful YouTube questions coming in. So we're going to do some quick fire YouTube questions. We have one from Laurie, and she asks, where does all the data get published? What do you do with all of the amazing things you learn?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that we'll do with the information coming out of an expedition. So first and foremost, we make sure that that information gets provided back to the local government and the local partners and the communities, because that's what it's all for. It's for helping the people that we're working with. So we will generate reports, and we'll provide the data and the reports back to the government. But also our science team in between expeditions is also always busy with looking at all the cool questions that can be asked and answered from the data. So we will publish them in scientific journals. We'll also share a lot of what we find on social media and in different comms, avenues of communications. So really, we try to share what we're doing in as many different directions as possible.
I love that. We've also got another fantastic question from Miss Bretenko's chemistry class. So great to have you here. And they ask, have you ever experienced being attacked by sea creatures?
We've been, I got to find some wood. No, not yet. We do. The worst things that we've been attacked by are we get some jellyfish stings sometimes, and really the worst, often we go to these remote islands and there's mosquitoes and little bugs, and we get a lot of bites that way, but nothing big. We also don't get in the water if there's something that can attack us usually. Yeah. Oh wait, I got a cool answer for you. Sorry, just hold on. I got an answer. One time one time we were in Kiribati in this remote area, and a swordfish came up and was running into the motor on the small boats. Like it liked the prop, the bubbles that came off, and it kept coming at us. So we were all safe and on the boat, but that was pretty amazing. I think that's our closest attack thing.
Yeah, I remember that. That was, even though we were on the surface, it was actually pretty nerve-wracking.
big old swordfish coming after us. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That must have been really scary. Now we've got one last YouTube question, and that is from Lassie from Victoria's Homeschool. So thank you, Lassie, for this last YouTube question, which is, what is the most challenging problem you have encountered as a research vessel and crew, and how have you got over it?
Wow. That's an excellent question. There is no shortage of challenges, I will say that. Yeah, every expedition we run into different challenges, different quirks. And the amazing thing about our team is that we work through it and we find solutions. So some of the challenges that I run into regularly is related to technology. So when you're using high tech, cameras and things like that, computers out in the ocean, I'm sure everybody here has experienced technology doesn't always work perfectly. And so a lot of what our team works through is trying to problem solve, okay, why isn't this camera working right now? Or what happened here? Or why didn't it resurface when it was supposed to? A lot of those types of challenges, we just have to do some problem solving, figure out, okay, what went wrong on that one? And how do we make sure that we avoid that in the future? So that's one of many types of challenges. What are some other challenges?
This answer could last for a really long time, but one thing that's always hard is we do all of this planning and we work with our local partners and we listen where they want us to go and we travel for weeks to get to this place and we're going to do a dive and the weather's terrible or the water's just brown and you can't see anything. And all of a sudden you're like, it's our only day to do this and we can't even put the boats in the water. And it's really difficult. So you try to think, oh, can we go somewhere else and come back here? If we can't come back, what can we do? So that's always a challenge all the time. And it definitely happens where you plan to do something awesome and the ocean decides you are not going to do something awesome today.
Yeah. So I think ultimately the general rule or idea is that when you're out in the field and you're working, you have to expect that there's going to be challenges and unexpected things. And I think really the key is just being very adaptive, being ready to do some problem solving and being ready to figure out a way around it. So those are really the most important things while we're out here.
I absolutely love that. And I'm sure we can all relate to a time where we were excited to do something awesome and maybe the weather got in the way. But what is so awesome is that part of being a true explorer, like Whitney and Ryan said, is just rolling with things as they come, because that's when we learn how to be true problem solvers. Now, we do have time for one last question for our real-time scientists who are joining us live today. And that is, what final message do you want to give all of our wonderful young explorers listening now?
I would say that one of the most important messages that I want everybody to take away is that every single one of us can be an explorer. Everybody can explore the world around them. And there's lots of different ways to do that. But I think that in order to really learn about your surroundings and your earth and your ocean or your land or whatever it is that you care about, to just really take that on and observe. It's incredible to be working with our local partners here because they have spent generations, they've spent their whole lifetime and all of their parents' knowledge and grandparents' knowledge on learning about a place. And to have that kind of knowledge, that very deep, intimate knowledge, is so important and valuable. So every single one of you can be observing the world just right around you, and you guys are all explorers.
Nice. Yeah, I think the thing I want to be awesome for everyone to take from this is, from doing a ship tour, seeing a day in the life and hearing about what we do, is if you're interested in this, if you're like, oh, I want to go to sea, I want to do conservation work, I want to work on a ship, but I'm not like a world famous diver and I've never identified all of the fish, that doesn't mean you can't do it. There's all kinds of jobs out here on the ship, from the scientist to, if you're interested in filmmaking and cameras, to being an engineer or a ship captain or even a cook. We need cooks, obviously. So if you want to do that, I'm going to need to taste your food before you come out, but it's possible to be a cook on the ship. So there's a lot of ways you can be involved in something like this. So hope everyone's excited about it.
I love that. What a brilliant message to end on. You can all be explorers. So yeah, feel free, type in the chat, I can be an explorer. Turn to the person next to you in your class and say, you can be an explorer. say it nice and strong too. You can be an explorer. I can see a lot of the classrooms doing that now. That's so awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney and Ryan. You are amazing. Thank you for sharing your energy and love with us today. We are so inspired. Of course, a big thank you to all of our students for their thoughtful questions. And thank you to our teachers. If your question didn't get asked this time around, don't worry, we've got lots of more shows to come, and I'm sure next time you may be one of our lucky people to ask a question. So we are so grateful to you. Now, we do have a mission for all of you students participating as part of our Ocean Expedition series. So here is your mission. So listen up very carefully. Over the next week, your mission is to observe, think, and wonder. You will begin practicing what it means to be an explorer. We want you to start looking around your local environment and observe it, how people and wildlife are interacting. And we'd love for you to document your observations like a true scientist. What questions arise when you think about what you see and what you hear and what you feel? You will be very surprised by what you find when you start thinking and acting like the true explorer that you are. Now, teachers, please refer to the Educator Guide to learn more about this mission. So that's your mission for the week. I can't wait to have you join our next one in the series, and you can get your next mission and we can recap how your mission went. But I would love to give a massive, massive thank you for joining us for the first ever episode of the Explorer Classroom Ocean Expedition series. Tune in next week as we have a very special episode. We are going to take a deep dive into the technology that helps the Pristine Seas team document the world beneath the sea. So we're going to learn a lot. We're going to learn together. We're going to learn everything from cutting-edge technology, from deep-sea cameras to photomosaics. Now, I don't even know what a photomosaic is, so I'm definitely going to be learning alongside all of you. But please, thank you, team. Pat yourself on the back for being so awesome. I can see you all patting your backs. Well done. Pat the back of the person sitting next to you. If you're watching at home, just pat the back of your cat. That's fine. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Remember, you are all explorers, and hope you all have a great day. Stay curious, keep exploring, and I look forward to seeing you next time.